to Mad About Soccer once again. This is the 23-24 MLS Next season, first game of the season here at Loggers Run Park, South Florida Football Academy, taking on Florida Rush out of Claremont, Florida. Sure to be a great game. We appreciate you tuning in. We're going to get you up to speed as to where the team is at, what's occurred over the summer. A lot of new faces, a lot of new players on the team here today. New coach being one of them, Coach Jared Ray. First year with South Florida Football Academy. Has some experience within the Broward County area, Miami-Dade area. But welcome addition to South Florida Football Club. And it's going to be a hot one today. It is summer weather here in Florida. Temperatures are easily above 90 with the humidity in the 90s as well. And with this season, the U16 division is 45-minute halves with limited water breaks. So we are going to be seeing an endurance trial here, if nothing else, with these 15-year-old young men, seeing if they can make it the distance and have an impact throughout. So lots of new changes here, not only to the squad, but to the rules overall. Longer season as well. This is game one of what looks to be over 30 matches this season, not including tournaments. And with that, we'll take a look at the roster today. There's Coach Jared Ray. Starting up top is going to be Diogo and Joaquin, followed by Brandon, returning player. And new to the team is Mateo, number 32. 43 this time around is Brian. Number 11 is going to be Saul, new to the club. 19, Matt Hansen, as we all know him from last year. Crosby has now moved over to the center back position. And Diego, a call-up from our NAL team, is going to be starting at center back as well, with Matthew out as right back this year. And in the goal, the ever-ready Colton is starting today in goal. Actually has some backup this year. Eli being the backup goalie this year. That's going to be some great help because Colton was all by himself last year, so I know he's going to appreciate that. We also have some players on the bench. We'll introduce those as they come onto the field. But excited to bring this match to you. We hope that you're going to stick around because I'm sure there's going to be some goals today, some great plays, some defensive efforts, and some goalie work like you've never seen. So stay tuned. My partner and I will get the kickoff back to you after these words. You should remember this name when you're thinking about buying another pair of cleats that are just the same old thing. Techie Customs at eBay. Techie Customs provides you with some unique footwear for the field that nobody else will have. Techie Customs at eBay has a 100% satisfaction rating with over 500 sales. Techie Customs at eBay can provide you that unique look that you're looking for. And if you want something done original, you can check them out at Techie Cleats on Instagram. Techie Cleats, and you can drop them a DM to see what they can make for you. So why don't you head on over, check it out, and see what it is that you might like or you might want your feet to look good in. Well, everyone, welcome back. And as the team gets ready to take the field here, one final huddle before that happens, let me introduce my broadcasting partner and friend, Jeffrey Smythe. Say hello, Jeffrey.
Well, hello there, everyone in YouTube land. We are thanking you for coming back to watch this, to listen to us commentate on these games. It's really a thrill for us. We hope it's enjoyable for you or some kind of entertainment. Whether that be good or bad, I don't know. But thanks all the same.
Well, I'm glad to be back with you and looking forward to this extended season of MLS Next and see what kind of highlights we're in for here, Jeffrey, because like I said today, this is sure to be a barn burner. The last game against Rush was one of the last games of the season last year. That game ended in a tie, 3-3. So lots of goals scored, and we had the kickoff here already as the Rush take it, and ball's going back and forth so far. Mateo gets ahead to it, puts it forward, but the Rush quick to recover. Brandon now in the midfield position, trying to break that ball free. Saul applying a little bit of pressure up top as the Rush swing this ball out to the left side. And they find a player down the line. Matthew's trying to get there to cover him. Is he going to get there? He does, and the ball runs out for a goal kick. So a little bit of a dangerous play there. As we take another look, we're going to be bringing you some highlights from Veo this year. And it was actually an offsides call.
That's right, it was offsides, off by a little bit there, but good call by the referee. Way to spot that all the way across the field. Good eye.
All right, Matthew set the kick it here, plays it back to Diego. Diego now with the ball plays it back over to Matthew. Matthew looking up the field, looking for a runner, can't find anybody. Rush parry it back into the defense, and Diego's going to head it forward. Rush now trying to get it back, can't do it. Played back to Diego. Rush not really going with a rush all that much. Not really pressing the goal. As Colton gets that one off to Mateo. Mateo to Brandon. And now Brandon sprinting in to the field. Rush get the ball off him, but he gets it back. Now he's on the right side. Got some room to run here, still going. And Rush are going to play it out for a throw. Matthew on the throw-in, plays it down into Brian. Brian takes a hit to the back, but keeps going. He's looking for someone to pass to, can't get it off. Rush ended up recovering. Rush looking to change the side here. Crosby giving chase. Crosby, one of the faster players on the team here, able to get back and recover. Him and Matt Hansen teeing up, but he gets a shot off, and cool save from Colton.
Wow, this was a good save by Colton. How he finds the space to get this shot off, I don't know. But Colton protecting his nearest side there, plays it safe, and parries it out for a corner.
All right, first corner of the match. Mateo takes care of that one and is giving chase. Can't get there. Rush player sliding in to get that one. Now Matt Hansen sliding in. Rush still in possession. Another slide in from Brandon, who breaks it up, and Crosby plays it to safety to Diego, who's up here on the left wing. Diego back to Colton, who's got a little bit of pressure, so he plays it away. Headed back by the Rush, kicked away by Crosby. Headed back in by the Rush. And headed forward once more. Rush playing this over the top. Crosby tries to get a leg to it, can't do it. It's still free, but kicked right to Colton. Oh man, that could have been a lucky draw there by the Rush. They could have easily put that one in the back of the goal if they wanted to. But Colton, with good positioning there, able to snag it out of the air before it caused any real trouble. Teo on the ball now, playing it back to Colton. Here comes the press from the Rush as this ball goes out to the side, and it's not looking good for South Florida right now. Rush play the ball in on the sideline. Ball into the box. Colton is there. It looked like he got a piece of it, and ultimately he snags it up off the ground. I think the Rush player lost sight of that ball. Colton plays it over to Matthew. Matthew plays it long up the right sideline, turned over to Rush. Rush now back in possession after Matthew kicks it back into him. Brandon now trying to make something happen. South Florida just cannot connect the pass here, and Diego plays it up the field. South Florida players are finding it difficult to find passes, Jeffrey. What do you think is going on?
Well, the Rush are really pressing these South Florida players. They try to play out of the back. And then when they do get out of the back, the midfielders aren't getting into positions to receive the ball. So it's making it very easy for the Rush to command this field.
Well, Brian gets a ball up to Saul, who cuts it inside. Saul flows down in the box. Joaquin's there. Joaquin shoots and scores. Goal for South Florida. First goal of the new season. And Joaquin just there to poach one in. What a goal. South Florida 1-0. And there could have been a question there for a penalty, but we'll take the goal any day.
Well, this is a great job from the South Florida defenders to get this ball. They play it to Brian, and look here, look at Saul in that space there. The defenders aren't close enough to him, just giving him enough space for Brian to sneak that ball through, and then Joaquin is there and puts it right in the right spot. Oh, what a goal, what a way to start the match. Here about 8 minutes into this match, and South Florida leading on a wonderful goal from Joaquin into the back left corner.
Well, with the way things started, I got to tell you, I was shocked by this start here. 1-0, South Florida. Oh, and a foul committed there by Joaquin. Not really sure if that's frustration foul or him just trying to get the better of the player.
No, he's fired up. He's wanting more goals, and he's trying to snake one away from them while he can still attack. Good for him. Unfortunately, it was a foul.
All right, well, the Rush will have a free kick here, and they play it short over to the left side, and now back. The last time that South Florida played the Rush, it was a really interesting game, and if you have a chance, you should watch it. It's also available on the channel. The Rush go down a man and are down 2-0 within the first 5 minutes of the game. They go down a man later in the game, but manage to fight back and actually take the lead in the game 3-2 to where South Florida had to score a late goal in order to equalize. And it was a heck of a game. Definitely should take a look at it as Colton comes up with the ball there. But it shows some grit that these Rush players have. So just because they went down 1-0 early in this game means absolutely nothing. Hopefully South Florida doesn't get overconfident in their assumption that they've got this team beat. As that's a beautiful ball played by Colton for Diogo to run onto. He just unfortunately couldn't get the ball to bounce right. And it goes out for a South Florida throw. Hansen throwing the ball into Brandon. Brandon playing it back to Hansen. Hansen now back. Oh, he didn't see the Rush defender there. That's a big mistake. Played into space, but no Rush player is running on the ball. So they get bailed out on that one. Colton now in possession, playing it over to Diego. Diego now, no press coming. He's got time on the ball. Plays the ball upfield, looking for Brian, but it was cut out. But Brian quickly recovers it and plays it into Brandon. Brandon, oh, with a bad turn there, but the ball lands back to Mateo. Mateo back to Crosby. Crosby now looking around the field. Our cameraman is obviously looking somewhere else. Not where the action is. There he is. Now he's got it. Diego now back on the ball. Diego with time and passes it back over to Crosby. Rush in no hurry here to try to regain possession as Crosby takes his space. Now all the way over on the right side, plays the ball up the field, was looking for Joaquin. Joaquin still may get it here as he's chasing it around, and the Rush play it back to their keeper. Ball played over the middle. They let it go through their legs, but Hansen's there to clean it up, and it's going to be a throw for the Rush. Rush now on the right side, nothing but blue shirts in front of them. As this ball goes into the box, Crosby's going to try to cover. Oh, man, this could be trouble, and it's cleared out by, looks like Matthew. Rusher still in there, trying to dribble through. Mateo puts a foot to it. Now he's on the run. It's Mateo. He's got Diogo running up the left side. Can he hit him? Oh, good play by the Rush defender there to block that one.
The defenders need to get on the same page. Now, this is the third time that this ball's come into the box. Crosby able to poke this one away. Luckily, he didn't take out Colton in the process. And Matthew was there to kick it free. But they have to be more organized and communicative in the back. Can't allow that to happen.
I mentioned blue jerseys before. As you can see, these are not our typical blue South Florida jerseys. Unfortunately, Capelli, as they had the last couple of years, have had a backorder of uniforms. So almost all of the South Florida teams have had to go to these alternate jerseys, which the club purchased as temporary replacements for the South Florida Football Academy's regular jerseys from Capelli, as Crosby sprinting over to clear this ball. What a great job from Crosby there. As we take another look.
Hey, this is a great job from Crosby. However, why is he sprinting all the way across the field in order to clear that ball? The right back and the centre back to the right need to get on that same page there as well. Again, communication and organization.
All right, well, ball back on the field again. Rush in control. This is going to be a shot. Colton stretches out for it, but it goes wide of the goal, but I think it took a deflection on the way out, and the Rush are going to have their first corner of the match. Here comes the delivery. Colton punches it free. It's going to land still to a Rush player who tries to put it back in the box, but this one looks like it's going to the top. Headed forward, Hansen parries it away. Brian now trying to get a piece of it, can't do it. Rush are going to try to maintain possession here. Hansen defending well. Here comes Crosby. Crosby gets a leg to it. Hansen clears it out, finds Diogo. Diogo tries to make a quick turn, can't get it, but Joaquin does, and he passes it now to Diogo. Diogo cuts inside, makes the pass to Brandon. Brandon with a nice little backheel to Joaquin. Joaquin over to Diogo. This is much better passing from South Florida. Brian over to Joaquin. Joaquin now back on a diagonal pass to Diogo. It takes an awkward hop, but he's still in possession. Diogo now waiting for support. Rush coming over to defend. Gets it off to Brian. Brian with the left foot. puts it across the box, parried away by the Rush. Now the Rush trying to go on a run, but it's stopped short by Mateo, who's doing a good job there. The center defensive mid, he goes to the ground, no call by the referee. Rush now on the attack. They can get numbers forward pretty quickly here. Crosby and Hansen able to handle that one. Colton putting it back up the field, but a Rush player is going to be there. And now they're back in control of the ball. And offsides is called.
Well, we don't need the veil for this one. It's very close to us. And you can see right here, that player is taking his time getting back. He doesn't get back fast enough. Crosby sees him, doesn't go to chase, and offsides is the call.
All right, well, South Florida, Hansen's going to take it. Kicks it back to Crosby. This is a live ball. Crosby over to Diego. No press whatsoever from the Rush now. They have completely backed off. As this ball's played into Mateo. Mateo's going to play it over to Diego. South Florida's in no rush. They've got the lead. And I didn't mean to say rush there. But it does come in handy when you're playing against a team called the Rush. As this ball's played up to Diogo. Diogo looking to make some moves here on the defender. Can't find anywhere to go. He's got Matthew out right, but he decides to look for Saul. That could have paid off, but the defender dealt with it nicely. Ball back in, and Mateo able to intercept that. Gets it off to Brandon. Brandon looking over to his right and headed away by the Rush. Matthew's going to give chase, and he plays it back to Diego. South Florida is still in possession and doing pretty well with the ball here. They're not really moving it forward, but they're chewing up the clock. I don't know if the Rush are trying to reserve their energy for a big push, but they're just allowing South Florida to do whatever they want to do with it right now. As Crosby's on the ball, he gets a little bit of pressure. He plays it up the middle of the field to Brandon, who's wide open. Brandon now looking for another player, Brian. Brian playing it over to the right side to Diego, who's now way up the field. Diego now looking in the middle of the box and plays one through, looking for Diogo. Ends up finding Brandon. Brandon gets ahead to it, but just can't get it to another blue shirt. And now here come the Rush. Breaking out here. Hansen trying to go for a tackle, but missed. Crosby now just trying to hold up play so that additional Florida players can get in position. Rush still in possession. Matthew tries to step on the ball. Shot, and this one goes well wide of the goal.
Well, we'll give it another quick look here, and you can see how fast these Rush players pull the trigger when they have space. As it just looks a little cut in there, and he goes to shoot. It's blocked by Matthew. It's going to be another corner.
All right, Rush on the corner spot once again. Ball in. Mateo parries it away with his head. It's in space, and South Florida's going to get to it first. Diogo now on the ball, easily around one defender. He's got nothing but daylight in front of him. Rush starting to close in on him. Pulls up nicely, passes it into Joaquin. Joaquin gets tackled from behind, and there's the call.
Well, you're right. Might remember this number 10 from last year. He's a big center back there, and he goes for the slide. He completely misses the ball and takes out Joaquin. That's an easy call for any referee. Good job.
All right, we'll have to keep an eye on number 10 because, like we said, the last game, he found quite a bit. I believe he even received a yellow card in that game. I can't be for sure. As this ball's played in, Diogo gets ahead to it, but not enough to threaten the goal as the Rush keeper falls on it pretty easily. And this ball's thrown out to the right side for the Rush. Rush going up the field here. Not getting much pressure from South Florida. They're just in the area, but not really pressing the ball. Hansen comes up trying to get a foot to it. Joaquin now pressing. Diogo giving somewhat of a chase, but the Rush center back easily avoids it, playing it over to the left. South Florida, stepping up the pressure there. Brian gets a foot to it, no call. Coach Jared looking for a call on that. Didn't get it. And the Rush now working up the left side of the field. Matthew is there, and so is Crosby to take care of this one. And it's played out for a throw.
Well, let's take a quick look at this play here where Brian hit the deck. He's going in for the ball. The number 10, not very sure-footed there. can't really see from the obstruction. Could have gone either way.
All right, rush on the throw deep in South Florida's part of the field. Cross into the box. There's someone there. He just couldn't get ahead to it, and it's going to go out. Colton wondering why that guy wasn't marked up. I have to wonder the same thing. As Colton takes this kick here, goes up the middle of the field. No blue shirts got to the ball. Diego got to that one, though. Matthew kicking it up in the air. Mateo now popping it forward. Joaquin trying to get under it. It gets to Brandon. Brandon now playing the ball into space. He's got Diogo. Diogo and the goalie. The goalie comes out. He kicks it away. Brian gets a foot on it. He tries to get it up forward. And it lands to a rush player who then kicks it out for a throw. Well, a quick little series of events there. But nothing ultimately threatening. As the deep throw from Matt Hansen as Diogo heads that one forward. Oh, Brian almost got to it. Just took a slip in the turf. And the Rush have the ball. All right, Rush coming out of the back. And not much of a press here from South Florida. As the Rush are able to pass freely in their backfield. You can see the heat's already kind of playing a factor here. The game has slowed down since the first 10 minutes. And you have more of a controlled game of passing in the backfield before trying to attempt any type of major run. Giving everybody a nice time to recover. It just comes down to, I guess, what team is training the hardest during the offseason and is best physically and mentally prepared for such a grueling day here in sunny South Florida. As the Rush move this ball into the top of the box, but shot goes well wide of the goal, and it's going to be a goal kick for South Florida. Mateo on the ball, plays it over to Crosby. Crosby looking, got his head up. He plays a long ball across the field that is ultimately over the head of Diego. Florida Rush now on the ball. Gonna throw that one in. Saul getting involved. And it looks like it's going to be another corner for the Rush. Well, the Rush are certainly mounting up the corners as they put this one short. Mateo deals with it yet again. This was a serious concern for South Florida last year as they gave up a number of goals on set pieces. So the Rush getting 3 corners here in the first half is a little bit concerning. Diogo now on the ball. Diogo dribbling up through the middle of the field. Oh, just showed a little too much to that Rush player. Was able to poke it free. South Florida having to rush to get back now. Again saying Rush. Crosby, what a tackle in the open field there. Takes out the Rush player, gets the ball over to Matt Hansen, who plays a nice diagonal ball. Unfortunately, no South Florida player was in the space to recover. And Rusher again off to the races, and this ball played harmlessly into the box for Colton to collect. We got a player down on the field. We're going to take a minute here. I think Diego took a shot as he tried to block this ball. I think he took a boot there. Yeah, that doesn't tickle people. But he is up, and we're glad that he's back in play. As this ball's played long down the field. Joaquin and Diogo both playing for the same ball. Again, the communication needs to improve, but Diogo able to come away with that and draws the foul.
Well, like you were saying, there is no communication here. Where are the other players making runs while Diogo has the ball up top? Everybody just kind of waiting. They've got to be able to talk.
The great mystery of life. Trying to get a teenage boy to talk. If they don't have a cell phone in front of them, I'm not really sure that they're talking to too many people. And as Brandon comes away with this one, able to get a shot off. Unfortunately, it doesn't threaten the goal. And the keeper is quickly out to roll it out to the right side for the Rush. Long ball played over the left side. Oh, Rush player was there, but he missed it completely. Matthew's going to get there, and he's going to shield this ball and let it roll out. Throw for South Florida. Easily into Mateo. Mateo playing back to Colton. No pressure here from the Rush. They have about 5 players up. Waiting for that first pass, and they block that pass from Crosby, but it's going to be a throw in for South Florida. Hansen now on the ball. He's got that long throw in, and he uses it. Rush headed back in. Brandon able to get back on the ball. He's got Matthew sprinting up the right sideline. He's looking around. Decides to take the Rush player on the dribble and launches one into the box. Oh, herded away by the Rush player. Rush now again back on the attack. Mateo able to again poke this ball away and takes a shot. It gets blocked, but Diogo is there. Diogo now passing back to Hansen. Hansen with options. Passing it across over to Diego. Diego with time. Diego looking around. He's looking for people to make some runs. Everybody's just kind of static. Here comes Mateo, who now passes it back to Crosby. Crosby now moving the ball forward. Plays it up over looking for Diogo, but can't find him. And now the Rush again on the attack. Hansen able to break up that ball. Gets it off to Brian. Brian getting knocked to the ground. Getting knocked to the ground again. Referee says play on. Hansen recovering the ball, playing it back to Mateo. Mateo over to Diego. Diego down the field. Matthew's covered. He gets a foot to it. He can't do much else. The ball's going to go out for another South Florida throw. Matthew plays this ball back to Diego. Diego with nowhere to go. Cautiously plays it back to Crosby. Now Crosby looking up the field. Saw Brian, but Brian got double covered real quick. The Rush protecting the center of the field more than anything else, but basically allowing South Florida to just maintain possession for however long they want. Saul now on the ball. Passes back to Diego. Diego again, passing it in. Was looking for Joaquin, couldn't find him, but wins another throw. At this point, Jeffrey, I mean, do you, as South Florida, are you looking for another goal, or do you think that they should just be continuing passing and eating up the clock?
No, I think if you're an attacking team, you want to score goals. And it doesn't seem like South Florida is in the business to just sit back and defend the whole match because they got the goal. So they're definitely looking for another one. But the Rush are no easy team to beat. They're going to come at you, and you just have to be prepared for that. You can't get lulled into this false sense that everything's going to be okay because we got one goal. You have to defend as well.
Let's just look at another minor offsides call. Player was just on the other side of all the defenders. Good eye by the referee on that one. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Jeffrey. I don't think that any team should, especially if they only scored in the first 8 minutes, should sit back on a 1-0 lead. But I mean, when the team is just allowing you to possess without really any type of challenge to take that ball away, wouldn't it be in your best interest to eat as much of that clock as possible, saving as much energy as possible for when they do start to press you, that you do have the reserves to defend?
Well, look, this is why you have a bench. Is when these players get tired, you can go to your reserves. You shouldn't be telling your players to hold in their energy. They should be trying to score the goals. Yes, be patient, take the time, don't force things, but you should always be looking to score goals because that's what wins the game.
No, and I don't disagree with you there as Rush take the ball away. And, Rush now running through, top of the 18, shot, blocked by Colton. And Matthew tries to save it from being a corner, but it's a little too late.
Well, this is a great save from Colton. He's basically almost one-on-one. The player does a nice little step over here to create space, and he just puts it through the gap of the defenders. Colton has to lead that through the defenders to know where the ball is going, and he makes a quick move to parry that one away. Great job by the keeper, and great job by the defense here to block another corner kick. Oh! I had to hold my breath there for a minute. I was worried that was definitely going to be in the goal.
Yeah, the South Florida defense kind of fell asleep here on this one as the 10 just pops this one into space. It's ultimately going to be called offsides. As you can see, Diego puts his arm up. But what a reaction save from Colton to keep that one out of the back of the net. Wouldn't have counted anyways, but still a great job by the keeper. All right, free kick for Colton. We have about, I'd say, 15 minutes left in the half as Colton kicks this one away. Brian trying to use his body to shield that one, can't do it. Rush so far have beaten South Florida every free kick from the goal. As this is some nice play link up here from the Rush. He's in the box. Fancy dribbles, puts it across. There was a player there. He just couldn't get his head square in the ball. That was almost 1-1. Good footwork there by number 14 from the Rush to create that chance. As Crosby plays this one over the top into Brian. Brian over to Matt Hansen. Rush starting to pick up the pace here a little bit. This might be one of these power plays. Rush are trying to score. Played into the middle beautifully by the Rush. Crosby there to break it up though. Back into the same player. Back heel into space. Colton off his line and he just smothers that one. Great job by the keeper. Good reaction because he was in on goal. This ball played out to the right side to Matthew. Matthew trying to play it over to Samuel. Can't do it. It's going to be out for a throw. Let's take another look at that save from Colton.
Well, it's not necessarily a save, but it's great thinking from the keeper. And look at that back heel right into space, catches everyone off guard, but not Colton. Colton sees it, he reacts to it, and he smothers the ball, preventing another opportunity for the Rush.
All right, well, Rush throw in, taken away by Mateo. Back over to Sowell. Sowell trying to get it back to Mateo, can't do it. Rush are in possession. Rush crossing to the other side of the field. 14, dangerous player, gets the turn on Matt. Now cutting back inside, but Matthew takes it away this time. And slide tackle into the Rush player to win the throw. Hansen looking down the line, makes a big throw, headed back by the Rush, and it's going to be out for another throw. Hansen again, long throw in. Joaquin able to get a foot to it, plays it to the middle, but nobody is there. And the Rush now back on the attack. Rush going through the middle. Brian there commits the foul. And referee looking at his pocket, and does. He presents the yellow card to Brian, which I think was a tactical foul, but was a foul nonetheless.
Well, Brian is a smart player. He could see the runs being made by the Rush players. They had numbers going forward. He was trying to get on the inside of him and gave him a few touches on the back there, and the Rush player took advantage, tumbling to the ground, and gets the yellow card for his trouble.
All right, well, the Rush playing a deep ball into the box right at keeper. So Colton's going to collect that one easily. And he throws it long up the field, but just the Rush players are there, and they play it back into safety. Some clouds rolling in now. I'm sure that's appreciated by the players. Gives them a little bit of protection from the sun. As now Diogo looks like he's called for a foul.
Well, the South Florida players are trying to get this ball here. Oh, actually, that looked pretty clean to me. Got the ball there. It looks like the player tripped over it.
Well, another free kick for the Rush. And they're going to play that across, but not across enough as Diogo able to get a head to it. He's got Saul sprinting. Saul with a little bit of space here on the right side, trying to cut between the players, can't do it. Ball's free. Joaquin gets a foot to it. No foul called, or is there? There is a foul. Number 10 stuck out his leg there and caught Joaquin on the run.
Oh, it's clearly a foul. Joaquin gets the ball, and then number 10 just takes him out to prevent him to get into it. That should be a yellow card, in my opinion. But we'll take the free kick.
Well, new season, and we got some new players standing over the ball. Take the free kick. Joaquin and Diogo are making a decision. Looks like it's going to be Diogo. 5-man wall. Ball's up. It's around the wall, but right at the keeper. And it looks like the Rush want to try to start something as the keeper throws this one well right. And Crosby comes in there, snakes it away. Crosby now with space, trying to get to that line. Oh, it just pops up on him. He's defending the Rush player who lets it roll out. That should be South Florida ball, and it is. Hansen with that long throw ability. Gets it into the box. Oh, Sal almost got a foot to it, but there's going to be a foul. Looks like he missed the ball and got a piece of the Rush player.
Well, it's difficult to see here, but I think you're right. He tries to go for the volley, and the rush player's lowering his head to hit the ball, and the feet and the head meet. That's never good. So, proper call by the referee, fair play, and looking out for the players in the field as well. Good job by the referee on that.
Well, South Florida is definitely pressing the ball more, but unfortunately didn't come away with that one. Rush retained possession through a throw, and they throw it back. Joaquin seems to be the lone runner right now. And, again up on this number 10, who's having a difficult day with Joaquin. Joaquin's just punishing him today, just making every possession difficult. Number 6 for the Rush, cuts inside. Tries to play that ball through. Did get it through, and then he gets it on the return. Looking to play another player out to the side. Not sure why. He may have had a free shot at goal there, but luckily for South Florida, he played it wide. Cole now on the free kick. Kicks this ball way up the middle. Rush again gets on the ball. Mateo playing it over to Diogo, but can't get it there. Brandon now trying to defend. Brian coming in to help out. Player out wide. Nobody going to him. Now Brandon finally does. Ball played back. Diogo applying the pressure. Good trap by South Florida. Diogo with a nice sliding tackle there to get that ball to Saul. Now this could be something. Saul with Joaquin. Joaquin looking to make a run, but hasn't done one yet. And Saul gets pressed by 2 Rush players and gives the ball away. All right, Rush looking to make something happen here before the half. It's not going to be easy for him, but that's a nice ball played down the line. Crosby uses all of his speed and gets back there to play that one to Colton. Colton with no real pressure plays it up to Brandon. Brandon now seeing some pressure plays it over to Diego. Plenty of open players for South Florida, at least on their own half of the field. Rush seem to be reserving their defenders for when we cross over the midway point. Headed back by the Rush. Diogo all on top of the Rush player is going to get called for that foul.
Well, Diogo's trying to get the ball here, but all he amounts to do is trying to ride him. He's on top of him, he's got him by the arms. You're not going to get away with that one. Sorry to say.
All right, Joaquin's standing defiantly in front of the ball, waiting for the free kick. Number 10 wanting to play it back, finally does. And again, here come the Rush. Deflection, and then another deflection up the field. Number 7 trying to cross it, but Brian getting in the way with it, but there's going to be a foul called. Might be a handball.
Oh no, there's no might. It was definitely a handball, and you can see right there, the arm is going to go flying back, and there it is. It's definitely a handball. Good spot by the referee on that one.
Well, Jeffrey, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard you being so complimentary of the refereeing. Is this a new side of you for this year as the free kick is taken and goes wide?
Well, I call him like I see them. And while he's had some mistakes here, the referees overall have called a very fair game. And I think they've only called what I thought were definitely fouls, or I could have considered fouls in the moment. So I think they are doing a good job, but that has nothing to do with me turning over a new leaf. If they're making bad calls, I'm going to call them out for it.
As this ball comes flying in, there's a header. Oh man, goes well wide. I think Colton had it covered, but that was a heck of a setup by the Rush. As we take another look here, Rush coming across, Crosby knocking that ball with a sliding tackle. Great job there by South Florida. All right, Colton urging the players to get forward. Not going to be playing out of the back on this one. It's a long kick up the middle of the field. Headed back in again by number 10. Crosby trying to get ahead to it. Gets a little bit there. Trying to get in more with his foot. Another back heel from the Rush. Top of the box. 3 South Florida players there to defend. He puts it. Oh, man. Wow. The Rush are not far off here from scoring. 2 close calls just before the half. That'll do it for the first half. Coach Jared's going to have a talk to them, and we'll be right back. If you're wanting to see photos of MLS Next action, head on over to Photos by That Bearded Guy. Photos by That Bearded Guy has been present at every SFFA MLS Next game for the last 3 years. And man, the photos that he takes are crystal clear, in focus, and some beautiful shots. If you also care to see some landscape photos, he also takes those as well as nature photos, which are something to look at. If you're tired of those same old AI generated images that look like cartoons, then head on over to Photos by That Bearded Guy at Instagram. I promise you won't regret it, and you may see your player in action. All right, well, it's halftime, and so far, Coach Jared has managed to maintain the lead here, 1-0. First game of the 24-25 season, U16 MLS Next. South Florida football team versus Florida Rush. Rush had their chances, though, just couldn't find the back of the net, but definitely threatening late in the second half. South Florida looking kind of flat, having very few opportunities after that first goal. Hopefully they can get it together in the second half, because I think if the Rush continue as they are, this is going to be a tie game before you know it.
Well, I hate to agree with you, but I'm going to have to do it in this case because I think you're right. If they don't find that fire to get out there in the second half and put the ball in the back of the net for at least 2 more goals, they're going to find themselves walking off as losers at the end of the game. So I hope they're getting a firm talking to at halftime, because this is going to get close real quick.
All right, we'll be back after this message with the second half. Are you looking for something new and unique? Then head on over to our sponsor, Techie Apparel. Techie Apparel, bringing you all that's new in the soccer world with unique designs, one of a kind that you can't find anywhere else, from t-shirts to mugs and even to cleats. Yes, cleats, custom-made cleats like these Venom cleats that you cannot find anywhere else, only at Techie Apparel. That's Techhy at Etsy.com, Techie Apparel. Also, for something out of this world, you could see our new Galaxy cleats that are up for sale. And believe me, they are one in the universe, and that is it. So take a look, come on by at Techie Apparel, Techhy Apparel at Etsy.com. All right, back for the second half. South Florida kicking off. One change from Coach Jarrett. Matt Hansen has gone off. Brandt has come in. He's going to be starting out here at right back, new to the club. Matthew has moved over to the left back position. And looks like Diogo is taking a more of a central striker type role to start the second half. Dispossessing the ball here. This could be trouble. Can South Florida clear? Oh, this isn't looking good. Rush now still in possession. Played over to the box. Parried away. Still in the air. Headed away by Mateo. Looking for a call. And I believe we got one. Couldn't really see much there. Unfortunately, the lines judge decided to come over the halfway line to get a little view there. But looks like dangerous play there. High foot, I would have to wager. To go on with any other change, it looks like Brian has now moved out to the left side. Diogo is still on the right side, center back. Colton's still in. Oh, that's a bad giveaway in the middle. And there's a shot, and it's a goal for the Rush. Oh, man. Not the way you want to start the second half. As it looked like it was maybe a dispossessed pass there. We'll take another look.
Oh, it was a tough pass in there to Brandon, who's covered. But then nobody goes and shuts down the ball. Number 4 has all the time in the world to pick up his head, find his spot, and blast it into the back of the net. South Florida needs to be more aggressive to win this match. That should not have happened.
Well, number 6 was the goal scorer on that one. I think, Jeffrey, you said number 4.
4, 6, what does it matter? It went in the goal.
Yeah, you're right. We just want to make sure that we're, being accurate in our play calling here as the ball is played back to Colton. Well, definitely not, like we said, definitely not the half that we wanted. But as Brant Rose sprinting up the field here, comes down with the ball. That was a very nice ball played in. Unfortunately, gets dispossessed there. But great run from Brant up the right sideline. Ball played into Brandon. Brandon to Saul. Saul now out to Matthews down the left side. Dinks it over the defender. Now ball into the box. And the goalie's going to come away with it. Ball thrown down up the middle of the field. No blue shirts anywhere to be seen. Defenders are racing to get back. Matthew racing to get back, trying to D up on this player, and Crosby comes and cleans it up. Rush now, high off of their goal, trying to get another one. As Brandon trying to defend the big number 6, and it's played in the hands of Colt. Brandon a little slow to get up. Colton looking for an opportunity here to get the ball out. Got plenty of players as options. Everybody is back for the most part. Drops it to Mateo's feet. Mateo over to Crosby. Crosby back to Mateo. Here come the rush. Ball played up the field. Looking for I think it's Diogo. And Matthew again on the run there. Getting pulled. Another pull. No call from the referee. And Matthew's going to commit a foul.
Well, you can see he's frustrated there because he's getting the breakaway. He's getting pulled there by the player. And here again, he gets pulled by the arm. So the player can get in front of him and he makes a bad pass. But no call from the referee. And then it's just a little frustration there. He takes the player out by the legs. That's a foul for the Rush.
All right, well, free kick for the Rush. Going to play it back. No press from South Florida as of yet. Saul coming to defend. Joaquin reading the play. He's going to put pressure on the big number 10. As he tries to dribble away, he gets taken away by Saul and commits the foul. That's going to be his 3rd of the day. Teo's looking to take this quickly. Plays it backwards to Diego. Diego over to Crosby. Crosby with some space. Plays it through. Slipped by the Rush player. Still able to get it. And plays it back to his keeper. Joaquin on the run there. Trying to get it. Brant cuts in front. Good job by Brant there. Oh, and trying to shield that ball. He just unfortunately was the last one to touch it. Played up by Mateo. Looking for Diogo. Diogo gets a head to it. It's a second head to it. Brandon now on the ball. Brandon looking for someone to pass to. Finds Diego. Diego back up to Brandon, who is covered. Fortunately gives the ball away. Rush now on the attack. They've got a sprinter on the left side. This could be trouble. There is not a defender within 10 yards. Here comes Crosby. Here comes Diego. Nice little play inside. Crosby able to get his body in front of the shot. Good job by him, and Diego passes it off to Brant. Oh, man. That almost looked like 2-1, folks. As Brant now with the ball playing it over in the middle to Brian. Brian now trying to make some magic happen here. Plays the ball through to Saul, who just unfortunately was turned the other way. And the goalie scoops it up and plays it out to the right side. Game starting to pick up pace as it is a back and forth effort. And this ball goes out in the touch for a South Florida throw. Matthew playing it back to Crosby. Crosby looking across the field, sees Diego, passes it off to him. Diego into Mateo. Mateo to Brandon with a nice little pass. Brandon with yards of space. Plays it up into the space for Joaquin. Just a little too much as the Rush keeper comes out to collect. This is better overall from South Florida. You can see definitely a sense of urgency as well as some more tougher play than what we've seen in the first half. Wouldn't you agree, Jeffrey?
Oh, I would agree, but I only would say that after the Rush scored a goal. They should have been coming out of the first half like that. But they had a way to get scored on before they really put in a lot of better effort here.
Well, harsh criticism from a harsh man. As this ball goes into play here, number 19 on the ball, gets a little pull from Diego, and that's going to earn him a yellow. So, Rush with a free kick here just outside the 18.
Well, this will be interesting. This was a foul. We'll take another look at it. But Diego gets a fistful of jersey here. This is what defenders do. It's nothing to get crazy about. But he sees that he's in trouble. He grabs the jersey so that the player doesn't have an advantage. It's a smart play by the defender.
All right, Colton going with 3 in the wall here. This is a tough angle. Plays it short. Joaquin gets a foot to it. Joaquin could be off to the races here. Oh, the ball just gets lagged behind. He gets it off to Diogo with a nice little turn. Diogo's got players with him. Cutting back into the middle. Playing it across. It gets to Matthew. Matthew with a nice little pass into Brandon. But we got a whistle. And it looks like the call's going to be offsides.
Oh, I want to take another look at this. This has got to be close. Let's see. One, this is a great ball from Diogo. Goes past everybody. Matthew, that was a keen pass there. It does look like he's a hair offsides. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that one. But when it's too close to call, the referees tend to go for the defense. It's not like that in the Premier Leagues. They always try to go with the offensive player. But this is MLS Next, and they're still learning.
Well, Brandt continues to be the fireball on the right side as he makes another interception off of a pass. This ball played into Diogo, and it's a shot, and it's a goal. South Florida taking the lead back 2-1 with a great shot from Diogo, a sliding shot off another great pass from Brian to slice that defense in two. And now we lead 2-1. Diogo's first goal, MLS Next. We'll take another look.
Oh, would you look at this? Look at the space here. Look at the 3 of them right there. Brian has his pick of who he wants to pass to. He goes to Diogo. Oh, it's a beautiful little shot from Diogo sliding in there to take it. Let's take another look here at Brandt making the play to start this off. Great interception here. He quickly plays it over to Brian, who's wide open. All of the defenders are sucked into the one side. And then Brian again picking out Diogo, who's the far man here, which is a smart move because the centre back picks up Joaquin. And he's just got a free run in on goal. Beautiful shot. Wonderful goal. Good on you, lad.
All right, well, South Florida back in the driver's seat again off an interception just before midfield that turns into a goal for South Florida. Matthew able to get a foot to that one, but the Rush still maintain possession. Let's see if South Florida can hold on to the lead, but the Rush, again, already coming at South Florida. As Crosby makes a nice little move there and pass the ball up through the middle. Joaquin trying to get to it, can't do it. But Rush still maintain possession here off to the right side. Throw for the Rush. See what tricks they come up with as players start to warm up on the sidelines for South Florida. Again, the heat is still pretty bad here, even though the sun's sort of gone into cover. As here come the Rush. Number 5 had the lane. I cannot believe they didn't give him the return service. He was basically in on goal if he wanted it. Missed opportunity there for the Rush, but they maintain possession and play it back in the backfield. Long ball up the middle. Diego is defending. Brandt plays it back to Diego. Diego is going to play it over to Colton. And Colton with a little bit of time. Plays it up the middle. Oh no, that's not good. Starting to see a little bit of flashes there. Mateo now back on the ball, running up the middle of the field. Gets it off to Diogo. Diogo to Brandon. Blue shirts now populating the Rush side of the field. As Mateo, with plenty of time, pops this one over, looking for Joaquin. Oh, he just couldn't get a foot to it, but it was called offsides no matter what.
Again, I think this is a very close one. As we take another look there, look, Joaquin is shoulder to shoulder with the defender. Oh, I wish they would have had another look at that, but again, good play by the goalie. He came out, he challenged. So it really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, but very close.
All right, Brandon out with the ball, pops it into Diogo. Diogo's got Brian, just can't get it over to him. Brian now with a quick little tick-tock around his defender. Now Brian through the middle. Brian's got space, shot, blocked, got it again, shot again. Oh, and it's just wide of the goal. Man, flashbacks to our last game. Brian had a similar shot. It just went wide of the goal. Actually hit the post. and went wide. Oh man, I wish that was just a little bit more to the right. That was in. Heartbreaker for Brian. All right, South Florida again. Defending here. Rush playing out of the back. Play the ball long up the field. You got a wide open player. M.A.D now defending. Ball cut across the middle of the field. Now played over the left side. Rush taking their time. Not trying to sprint up the field, but give the ball away in the midfield. Now Diogo. Diogo has Mateo. Diogo cuts inside. Diogo now with the ball plays it over to Brian. Brian playing back to Matthew. Matthew with some space here. Plays it up to Diogo, who's trying to pass it back, but it ends up being a turnover. Rush now. They are getting into a position. This could be dangerous. Crosby coming over, deflects it. It's going to be a corner for the Rush. South Florida need to be a little bit more decisive with their passing, as here comes the corner. Goes between two Rush players' heads and lands in front of Colton, who collects it nicely. And he's going to take his time on this one as the Rush players vacate the area. He's going to roll this one out to Crosby. Crosby to Mateo. Mateo up the field, looking for Brian. I don't know if that was an awkward pass or just a misdirected one. But now the Rush back on the ball. Matthew defending, and again, sets him up so Crosby can knock him down. And it's going to be another throw. And we have some subs entering the field. All right, Rush throwing it in. They got a player on the line here. Puts it up into the top of the box. This could be an issue. Oh, Diogo there to clear it out. This one's going to go way up the field there. All right, waiting. Two subs waiting to check in are Nico and John. Nico new to the club. John, center back starter from last year, is changing up his position a little bit as the Rush kick this one back up the field. And the ball comes across. And they've got some numbers here. Plenty of blue shirts to defend. Shot, saved by Colton. Oh, man.
Well, I said it in the first half. I'm going to say it again. If you give him enough space here, he's going to shoot. Look at the gap there between Crosby and Matthew. And it's just enough for him to get the shot through. A great save by Colton. Split second. Thinking there. And just diving to get the fingers to the ball there and play it out for the corner.
Well, 14 definitely has a hair trigger, and he is not afraid to pull it. As the ball comes over to the top of the box, ball in, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. All right, Colton stands over the ball. He's going to play it over to Diego. Diego back over to Crosby. Crosby to Colton. Colton over to Matthew. Was looking for Matthew. This is not good. Can Diego clear? He cannot. 15 still on the ball. Shot. And Colton, it's still free. Crosby comes sliding in. Crosby trying to wrestle his ball out of there. And finally a whistle from the referee that saves the day as they get a foul in the box.
Well, South Florida isn't going to learn until another goal goes in. Thankfully, Crosby attacks the ball and saves this from going into the goal again. It wasn't as easy for a number 6 or 4 or whoever it was this time, as Crosby was there to get the foot to it.
All right, well, we have some subs coming on now. Mateo is off. Saul is off. We have John coming on the field as well as Nico. Nico new to the club. Him and Brandt both coming from Athletum, which is located south of SFFA. And welcome additions. Welcome to the team. As Crosby looks forward and puts this ball up the middle of the field. Brandt's going to get there and receives. Plays a nice little ball into Diogo. Diogo over to John for the first touch of the game. John with a nice little ball into Brandt, and the flag is up for offsides.
Well, it's tough to tell from this angle. He's definitely in front of the two players closest to him, but I don't think he's far as the player in the middle of the field, he's in fact checking to see if he is when the ball was played to him. So I don't see why he would go past him. But the referee raised the flag, and that is that.
Well, that's a very mature way to look at things, Jeffrey. I think you've grown a lot over the summer.
Well, I've been 5'6" since I was 16 years old. So no, I don't think I did much growing over the summer. I don't know what you mean by that statement. I could tell you that it's no sense getting into a tizzy over it because I can't change the outcome.
Well, you're right about that. As the Rush now are going to win a corner here. Played it off the inside of Nico's leg. Ball goes long over the box. They still get a head on it, but Crosby's there to block the header. Joaquin gets a toe to it. Crosby now trying to chase down the ball. And he's going to muscle off the Rush player. And he's using everything he can to do that. And it's going to be a throw for the Rush. Throwing goes very short. Ball then goes across. Crosby gets a hand to it. Brandt's there. And he kicks it away. Unfortunately, it's got some curve to it. It stays in. And Brandt gets another sliding little tackle in there. John comes to finish it off. All right. Rush trying to take it quickly, but South Florida so far trying to get in there. They step over the ball and take an awkward fall. Play back into the box. Crosby now trying to go on the run. Gets taken out from behind. And that's got to hurt.
Well, one day we're going to have to accumulate all the fouls committed on Crosby as he's trying to break free. And I'm going to tell you that number is going to astound you because it seems to happen all the time.
All right, well, Crosby back on his feet, taking the free kick, plays it over to Diego. Diego back to Colton. Here come the Rush. Colton plays it up the middle. Oh, Nico can't hold on to it. Rush now have the ball. They've got players going in. Shot. Oh, actually, it's a pass. Collected and scored. Rush now tied 2-2. Here in the second half, we have maybe 25 minutes left to go. Oh, man.
Well, this again is another well-worked play by the Rush. They've got the players you can see in the red circle. They have about 5 players in the area. It's an easy pass into number 14. He plays a nice little beauty into the middle, and it's easy work for the striker. Doesn't look like a pass at first, but that's as easy as it gets.
Well, you can never put the Rush completely away. They're a fighting team, and that just goes to prove it. 2-2. Again, all of these goals coming off of defensive efforts from both teams. Now, I know Coach Jared's probably going to labor over this later on, but you have to call into question why are they not rotating the ball as we see them do in practices. But it's easier said than done because when you're into this environment and the Rush is coming, you just want to make sure that you're finding feet. And at the time, that's where they thought the pass needed to be played. So that's a nice little block there by Diego. Diego trying to slide in there. He's going to commit another foul. He needs to be careful as he is already on a yellow. Ball played in. Rush, again, really close in here. Cross it in. Brandon gets it away. Diogo now playing it safe. He's going to go out for the throw. Rush going for the win here. Going for the kill, as they say. Not letting off this South Florida team. As the ball comes across here at the back. South Florida looking fairly compact here as Matthew gets a hold of that one. He's going to play it out for a corner. Rush play it short. South Florida out on the ball. Cross into the middle. It's not going to go there. It's going to be another corner. This one's going into the box. Good header by the Rush, but it's going to go well wide of the goal and out of the park. All right. Rush deciding to move forward even more. So this is going to be very dangerous here. Let's see what South Florida does. Yeah, they're going to move everybody out. They're going to go for the punt. Now, Big John now in the game. He's in at right back. Looks like they moved Revis up to right wing. And Nico's in the midfield. They now have Mossy who is checked in. Mossy trying to get ahead on that. Gets a little push from the Rush player. No foul from the referee. Pokes it free. Nico now on the ball. Nico gets it poked away from him. Rush still in possession here. Diego getting ahead of that one. And Rush kicking this one long. And, the Rush player goes down. And then he grabs a hold of the South Florida player. And the referee's going to have to step in here and call that one.
Well, I'm going to take another look because there's a lot of boos and hissing from the fans here of the Rush. But you can see the player goes in and he just loses his balance. The Rush player's out of the play. Can't really be a foul on them. So, good call by the referee.
All right, Diego kicks this one long. Brian now trying to get control. Plays it over to John. John with the long ball at the right side. And ultimately finds Mossy. Mossy looking for Brandt. Can't find him. Ultimately does off of a deflection. Now Brandt running inside. He's got some speed. Ball gets to Diogo, who's passing it back to Nico, but cannot find him. And the Rusher now again in possession and looking to attack. Crosby intercepts that pass. Plays it back to Colton. Colton playing it over to Diego. Diego's looking at the field, doesn't see anything, plays it over to John. John using some footwork here in his body. Control that ball, plays it back to Diego, who's almost picked off. But Diego able to get it and plays it up the field. Finds Mossy. Ball eventually finds Nico. And there's a foul called.
Well, it's just a little kick of the foot there, but enough to call the foul. The passing needs to get better here in the second half if South Florida wants to have a chance of winning this game. But it's getting very unlikely unless they step it up.
Well, Brian takes that free kick quickly, gets it off to Matthew. Matthew to Diogo, back to Matthew. Matthew crossing into the box. He was looking for Joaquin, can't find him. Goes back to Diogo, who plays it over to Matthew. Matthew with a quick move here, looking for the cross, but he's going to win a corner. All right, a little bit of sign of life here from the right and the left back as we take another look. And he's going to receive this ball wide here. Plays it into Diogo. Nice little return pass. Just Diogo one-on-one. Very hard to pick him out there. But finds Diogo, Matthew again. Matthew able to get this ball down the line and ultimately winning the corner. All right, Brian stands over the ball. Ball goes into the box. Oh, Diogo almost got a head to it. Nico gets a foot to it. Mossy now. Mossy taking a shot, blocked. And there's going to be a foul called on Brandt.
Well, Brandt is trying to take that one defender out of the play, but he ends up taking them completely out of the field and into the net. That was a well-deserved foul there.
Well, Rush now taking their time. Maybe they are trying to work towards that tie. Take away some points. As Joaquin comes over to take that ball away. Matthew able to poke that one free. Joaquin now trying to get on it. Brian now with it. He gets it off to Diogo. Diogo gets taken down. Joaquin gets taken down. And finally, there's some sort of foul call.
Well, it's taking a bit here. The referee had his choice between one or two fouls here. He lets this one play on because maybe Joaquin can get in on goal. I understand that. And then he finally calls the second one because it was purely him just taking Joaquin out of the play. Good call by the referee.
All right, Brian stands over the ball. Using his left foot here. I'm sure he's going to deliver one into the box. Goes far post. He's got Diogo. Oh, what a save by the goalie. That could have been in.
Oh, this was a beautiful ball by Brian. We knew it was going to go to the back post because he's got that beautiful left foot of his. And Diogo's right there. And he delivers the ball. I'm not really sure if it was on target. Oh, it would have probably gone a little wide of the goal. But heads up play by the keeper, not taking any chances. He puts it wide and for a corner.
Well, another corner for South Florida. Here it comes. Oh, it's through everybody. Mossy giving chase, able to poke it free. Can he keep it in bounds? He does. Cross. Brandt was there, couldn't get ahead to it. And there's some confusion on the field, but it looks like maybe the ball went out of bounds before Mossy could get there. So it's going to be a goal kick. That's the only thing I can imagine. All the players are onside. Yep, just goal kick. All right, so rush now, playing it long up the field. Diego coming way up. Break up that play. Brian able to get a foot to it. Plays it over the player nicely. And plays it over to the right side to Mossy. Mossy putting it into space for Brandt. Brandt, oh, contact from the keeper. And it's a penalty. He is signaled for a penalty.
Well, it's clearly not a penalty, and it's not offsides, as you can see right here. It's clearly behind the defender. And then, bam! There goes the goalie right into Brandt. Earning that penalty. Here we see another closer look here. Brandt gets a foot to the ball. Goalie comes and takes him out. And it's a pen.
All right, well, Brian's standing over the ball. He's going to take the penalty. And this will put South Florida in the lead. Brian approaches the ball. Goal, South Florida! They are winning now 3-2 with maybe 10 minutes left to go in this game. Oh, man, what an exchange of events. They're up one, they're tied. They're up one, they're tied. And now up one once again. And let's hope it remains that way as we're going in the last few minutes of this game.
Well, it's a beautiful penalty here taken by Brian. The goalie jumps the wrong way, can't blame him. But Brian, the sweet stroke there, undefendable. Even if he guessed right, I don't know if he would have even had a chance at deflecting that away from goal. Beautiful penalty, 3-2.
Well, I don't mean to sound negative, but we've been here twice before in this game where South Florida has led by 1 goal and the Rush have ultimately come back to tie. The question is there enough time? Do they have the players on the field to do it? And can South Florida prevent them from doing it? As Matthew stands over the ball ready to throw it in. Throws back to Crosby. Crosby over to Diego. South Florida just need to possess the ball and win the game. As Brian does a nice little move in the midfield there to maintain possession. Plays the ball nicely down the field, but it's going to be offsides on Mossy. As we're going to take another look at that one.
Well, I think we're going to be shocked by this one. Because I don't think he was offside here. As you take a look here, he's in red. And then number 2 is behind him. When the ball is played. Now, it's hard to tell this. But I don't think he should have been called for offside.
Well, the Rush now making a run here into the middle of the field. As number 6 gets this one off to the right side. Matthew now coming over, but Crosby intercepts, kicks this one away. Rush taking it all the way back here. And played over to the right side again. And that's the Rush's right side for those at home. Rush again being cautious, plays the ball through the middle. Nico's going to come up with it, play it to John. John back to Nico. Can SFFA make something out of this? Nico plays it into Brandt. Brandt over to Mossy. Mossy with a long ball up the middle of the field, but nobody's making a run. Joaquin makes a late run, but was not going to be able to get there. Here come the Rush. Matthew over to defend on that left side. Him and Brian trying to take care of this player, and it looks like they do as Matthew draws the foul.
Well, things are going to heat up, as they like to say down here in South Florida. As these Rush players are going to scratch, scrape, and try to take every piece out of you to get the ball, as they try to do right there. Good call by the referee, by the way.
All right, free kick. Diogo stands over it. He's going to play it long. Headed back by the Rush. And Diogo trying to win it back there. Can't do it. Now over to the right side. Matthew defending. Now Crosby and Matthew cross into the box. But it goes out and for a goal kick. All right, Colton not playing any games. Kicks the ball long up the field. Joaquin gets a foot to it. Almost a nice little play there to Revis. And, oh, Crosby comes across and draws another foul. And this one's going to elicit a yellow card to the Rush.
Well, I think this is the referee trying to get control of this game because he knows the Rush are going to be coming at them frantically. And that was just a wild leg to try to kick that ball away. Good call by the referee. Hopefully, it doesn't get crazy from this point on.
All right, played back to Colton. Hopefully this will burn some time off the clock. Colton drives it out into the space where Nico is. Nico bringing it down. Ultimately pressured by two Rush players. Now John having to deal with him. 13 crossing the ball, hits Diego in the chest, and John puts it out for a corner. It's all guts right now as the Rush put this one into the box. Colton punches it away. It's still in play. Joaquin passing it forward to Masi. Masi one-times it to Diogo. Masi again playing the ball down the line, but it goes out into touch for a throw.
Just look at this strong hand here by the keeper. Colton punching this ball away with authority. I'd hate to be on the end of that one. Might have knocked me out.
All right, South Florida. Ball thrown into Nico. Nico now passing it back to Crownsby. They took a touch from the Rush player. They're going to call it for the Rush. Nico gets another foot to that one. Rush now trying to maintain possession, passing back. Joaquin trying to get the ball, can't do it. The Rush continue to pass, maintain possession of the ball. Still plenty of time for them to score an equalizer here. I know South Florida's going to do everything they can to prevent that. But we're still in the early stages here. Remember, 45-minute halves now. It's an extra 10 minutes to the game. As this ball lands in the box, popped up in the air. And the Rush player is going to give chase. I just don't think he's going to get it. But he did. And it's out for a throw. All right, pressure from South Florida trying to win this ball back. And, oh, Masi trying to get in there. No foul call from the referee. Letting him duke it out. And now he's going to step in. And you can see a sign of frustration from the Rush player. But I got to say, I don't think the referee was wrong in that one either.
Well, I think the number 6 here is a wee bit tired. It's a long game. He loses his balance. He falls. Then Diego comes in. He manages to get the ball out with his foot. And then he falls on Diego. I don't really see an argument there for him to look for the foul. But I do see one for us.
Well, fatigue is definitely got to be playing a factor at this point in the game. Because it is ridiculously hot. As well as it's an extra 10 minutes of the game. As we take another look here at this offsides call, Joaquin was definitely in an offsides position when that ball was played. Good job by the lineman on that one. All right, free kick for the Rush. Waiting on Joaquin to recover. All subs have been accounted for. No subs left for South Florida. Not sure for the Rush. Oh, as a dangerous ball comes in and ultimately cleared. Diogo looking up the field. Oh, he gets taken out here. No foul called. Rush on, going on down the sideline. Brian able to snake that one away. Brian desperately trying to find someone to pass to. Just crosses the field with it. Brant trying to get there. And then the Rush ultimately get it back. Oh, Masi almost got it. And Brant comes away with it. Brant now up the sideline. Cuts in very nicely. Finds Masi. Masi met by two players. Looking for someone to get the pass to. Oh, tries to play a through ball for Nico. Can't do it and then slides in there but misses. As the Rush now go forward. The South Florida players that committed that attack need to get back now. Joaquin sprinting from the front lines to try to come back and assist. As the number 6 plays it over to number 19. It's a nice step over. Oh, that could be seen as a handball. But we actually have an offsides call. Colton kicking it long. Looking for Brant. Brant still may have an opportunity here. Can't get ahead to it, but Masi does. And Brant's going to be called for the foul. Rush are looking to take it quickly. Brant's going to stand obstinately in front of the ball. Hopefully he doesn't get a yellow card. Ball goes long. Deflected away. Brian with a little push in the back. No foul called there. Diego again back on the ball. Kicking it long. Takes a deflection off number 6. Lands at 19's feet. This could be a problem. There's a little bit of pull there. They were looking for a foul. Nothing came. And the Rush still on the attack. The Rush playing it out to the left side. Nico with a nice slide tackle to get that ball. Oh, that's a handball. And it's seen by the referee, and it's a call. Rush are in disbelief.
Well, this is why they say the game is 90% mental and 10% physical. That is a fatigue play right there. He wasn't thinking, he's tired, his body is telling him to do things that they don't normally do. He grabs the ball while it's still in play. Explain that to me.
Well, I think he just did, as Nico comes away with this ball here. He's looking around for someone to play to, but I think most of the players are playing defense. As this ball goes back around the horn from Matthew to Brian. Now Brian with no real pressure on him. He's going to pass it back to John. John playing the ball up the field. There's nobody there. Rush player intercepts. And now they're going to go back on the attack, although very slowly. John parries that ball away. Brian ends up picking it up. Brian trying to use his body to protect it. Can't do it. And it's going to be a throw for the Rush. John battling down the sideline. And the Rush are going to have a throw. Starting to get physical here. As again, we're probably about 3 minutes left. And that is going to go out for a goal kick. Okay. Colton with a long ball. Headed away by the Rush. Nico trying to get on it. Can't do it. Masu with a nice slide tackle. Nico pokes it free and ends up winning a throw. Big John. Big throw. Brant is there. Oh, Brant. Little stumble there with the ball. Masu able to poke it. Rush trying to get this ball down the field. Can't find their own player. They just find Nico. Nico now on the ball. Nico plays it into Brant. Brant with two players in front of him. Gets knocked to the ground. No foul. Here come the Rush. Rush playing the ball down the sideline. Back into the middle. They can move the ball fairly well. People are trying to close on the ball. Crosby steps up and takes that one away. Great defensive job by Crosby. Then tries to dribble up the field. John now back in possession. John over to Mossy. Mossy up the field. Joaquin is there, but can't keep control of the ball. This game has gotten wide open, folks. Every pass is almost turning into an interception here. Rush now playing some nice little triangles as Matthew plays defense there, and we have a Rush player all cramped up on the side of the field. That's the first time we've seen that, and we expect it to continue with these 45-minute long games and this extreme heat. As they stretch them out here, the coach, I don't know what they're trying to do. I guess they have no other subs to make. The referee might be talking to him. I don't know how much stoppage time he's going to allow for this. But the Rush player is rolling off the field. He has rolled off the field, and we are ready to resume play. I guess the Rush are going to play a man short. As we wait for this throw, the player is receiving treatment on the sideline. Long ball into the box. Headed on by the Rush. Contested by Crosby. Brian gets it as he's falling to the ground. Gets it again. And now we're off to the races. Long ball played out. Goalie comes way out of his box. Punts this one up the field. And that is the ball game. The referee has signaled the end of the match. First win of the season. South Florida. 3-2 over the Florida Rush. Oh, man. I don't know. I was a little nervous there, I have to tell you. The way this was going back and forth, you had to wonder if they were going to tie it up, but South Florida stood resilient and comes out on top 3-2 for the first win of the season. What did you think about that, Jeffrey?
Well, I'm happy for the lads. It's a win. It's a well-deserved win. They fought hard there to get the ball into attacking positions, to get that third and final goal, even though it was a penalty. It's still well deserved. I think there's a lot to build on from this game, a lot of things to work on from this game. Conditioning being a factor. They have to be more prepared for these games. They lost some fire there in the first half after scoring the goal. They have to realize that this is MLS Next, and all of the teams are fairly equal. and you can't rest for a minute. You have to be focused on your objective throughout the whole game.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think Coach Jared will be happy to have the win. However, I don't know how happy he'll be with how we got the win. So, if that makes sense to everyone. Well, I'm sure y'all are exhausted from watching that. I know I am from watching it. It was just a back and forth soccer game. That's what we bring you here about from Mad About Soccer, the best of MLS Next, coming at you on YouTube. If you like some more, please click like and subscribe. We'll be happy to bring it to you. All the highlights from this game, as well as others in the future. This team will be going to California in December for MLS Next Fest, and will continue to play some of the best teams in Florida, to include Inter Miami and Orlando City. So we hope that you enjoy those games in the future by subscribing to us to get the alerts when those are available. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for being a fan of Mad About Soccer. We'll see you out at the fields, and if not, then we'll see you in your homes when we're bringing these broadcasts to you. Until then, take care.